Hello, you're kicking off the 2 days edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with Milinchi and the gun headlines. Vietnam and China bring bilateral relations to new height. 79 years of August Revolution. Asian tourists to Vietnam while shopping. The formal welcome ceremony for General Secretary and President Tô Lâm, his spouse, and the high-ranking Vietnamese delegation was held solemnly at the Great Hall of the People on August 19th with the highest protocol for heads of state. The event was presided over by General Secretary and President of China Xi Jinping and his spouse. General Secretary and President Xi Jinping emphasized that the visit is extremely significant and shows how highly the two parties and both nations regard and prioritize the Vietnam-China relationship. He also stated that now is a critical moment for the two nations to raise their bilateral relations to a new level in a sustainable manner in all areas. Vietnam is a priority in China's foreign policy, as confirmed by General Secretary and President Xi Jinping, who supports Vietnam's party leadership and goal of building socialism. The General Secretary and President Tô Lâm emphasized the importance of the visit and reaffirmed Vietnam's commitment of upholding the long-standing tradition of friendship between the two parties and the two countries, as well as guiding the relationship between the two countries into a new phase of increasingly stable, sustainable, and long-term development. They also reaffirmed Vietnam's desire to join General Secretary and President Xi Jinping and senior Chinese leaders in promoting and inheriting these relationships. The two General Secretaries and Presidents expressed their joy at the relationship between the two parties and the two countries. They noted that since the two historic visits of the top leaders of the two parties in 2022 and 2023, the bilateral relationship has maintained positive development momentum, achieving many positive developments that point toward the sixth most greater political trust, deeper and more substantive defense security cooperation, stronger social foundation, closer multilateral coordination, and improved dispute control and resolution. General Secretary and President Tô Lâm emphasized that Vietnam continuously upholds the foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, peace, friendship, cooperation and development, diversification and multilateralization of foreign relations, and steadfastness in the defense policy of the foremost in light of the complex and unpredictable developments in the world and region. China's policy of friendship with Vietnam is steadfast, as General Secretary and President Xi Jinping has emphasized. China consistently considers Vietnam as the key partner in its neighborly diplomacy. There was broad agreement between the two General Secretaries and Presidents regarding strengthening political trust, continuing regular exchanges and contacts between top leaders of the two parties and the two nations, valuing the party channel's strategic orientation role for overall bilateral relations between the two nations, and advancing theoretical cooperation through mechanisms like the theoretical workshop between the two parties, promptly disseminating the most recent theoretical and practical achievements of each party and nation that are relevant to their respective causes. In regard to maritime matters, the parties engaged in earnest and candid discussions, agreeing to effectively execute the agreed upon shared understanding at a high level and endeavoring to enhance dispute management and settlement. The United Nations Charter, international law, including the 1982 UNCLOS respect for one another's legitimate interests, peaceful dispute resolution, serious and complete implementation of the DOC, and promotion of a meaningful and functional COC in compliance with international law and 1982 UNCLOS are among the recommendations made by General Secretary and President Tô Lâm to the two parties. On August 19, a brilliant milestone in the country's history marked the success of the Vietnamese Revolution. In just the last 15 days of August 1945, from August 13th to the 20th, 1945, under the leadership of the party and President Ho Chi Minh, 25 million of Vietnamese compatriots, with the spirit of using our strength to liberate our souls, unitedly rose up to seize power, claiming victory for the general uprising. The victory of the August Revolution in 1945 became an immortal epic, affirming the truth and internal belief that a nation may not possess vast land areas and dense population, even be exposed to poor and backward economy and equipped with mandatory weapons, but under the wise leadership, bravery, intelligence, and morality of a genuine revolutionary party, with the joint efforts of the whole people, the nation could still make great historical events that could forever go down in the history of the nation and the world. The resulting victory of the August Revolution and the National Day on September 2nd once again demonstrates the bravery, intelligence, and resilient spirit of nothing is more precious than independence and freedom of the Vietnamese people. The resulting victory of the August Revolution in 1945 left many valuable lessons, including a decisive and meaningful lesson about the great power of the party's leadership that lived up to the people's aspiration. That is, the invincible power for the nation to overcome all difficulties and challenges to create miracles in the revolutionary cause of national liberation and construction. In response to the Japanese coup d'etat against France on March 1945, the Standing Board of the Party Standing Committee issued a directive titled "Japan and France Shoot at Each Other and All Act." On the night of August 13, 1945, in this letter to all people, President Ho Chi Minh issued the appeal. The decisive hour has struck for the destiny of our people. Let us all stand up and rely on their own strength to free ourselves. The party recognized and ready to take advantage from the opportunity. As Uncle said, even if the Chunks and Rangers must be burnt out, independence must be gained. With the goal of complete independence for Vietnam and happiness and freedom for the Vietnamese people, the party gathered people from all walks of life, pulled the synergistic strength of the Vietnamese people in the uprising to overthrow the feudal colonial regime and seize the control of the country for the people. The lesson on the country's great solidarity has always been upheld whenever the fatherland faces difficulties and challenges. Patriotism and the spirit of national solidarity are naturally multiplied. The goal of solidarity today is to build a peaceful, unified, democratic, and prosperous Vietnam. It is the high goal. To realize that goal, we must follow the Uncle's teaching. Unity, unity, great unity. Success, success, great success. Looking back on the great event of the nation 79 years ago, we've learned the importance of the lesson about the great power of the party's leadership that lived up to the people's aspiration, the spirit of national unity. It requires every Vietnamese person, especially the officers and soldiers in the heroic Vietnam People's Army, to always be aware of protecting, preserving, and multiplying their strength in the new period. The KRI Bum Thermo 357 naval ship of the Republic of Indonesia docked at Nha Rong, Canh Ho Port on August 19th, starting a friendly visit to Ho Chi Minh City. During the 5-day visit, the ship's commander and officers will pay a customary visit on Vietnam's Naval Reason 2 Command, take part in cultural, sports, and cuisine events with young officers of Naval Reason 2, pay fact-finding visits to museums, historical sites, and scenic spots of the city, during changes and training in ship formation, and search and rescue with officers and soldiers of Naval Reason 2 when leaving the port. The visit contributes to strengthening the traditional and friendly relationship between the two neighboring countries in Asia, as well as cooperation, mutual understanding, and trust between the two militaries in general and the two navies in particular. Recently, sailing vessel 286 Lake Widon has successfully wrapped up their exchange visit to the Indonesian Navy and the Royal Brunei Navy. In addition to gaining long-distance maritime experience, the trip helped final-year students of the Naval Academy enhance their knowledge and skills, preparing them for defense diplomacy tasks after graduation. Cultural and military features are the most popular topics. For the final-year cadets at Vietnam Naval Academy, it is their first experience participating in an international event. Initially, there was a lot of unfamiliarity, but they quickly gained confidence and communicated effectively with foreign soldiers using their foreign language skills. This is my first time visiting a foreign country. To prepare for this trip, I underwent thorough training in English language skills and knowledge about Indonesian culture to avoid misunderstandings when communicating with their students and officers. I'm honored to be here today to learn more about the Vietnamese People's Navy and the Vietnamese Naval Academy. I find that the English schools of the Vietnamese cadets are excellent. We have discussed many topics, and I have also learned a lot about your country and culture. For future naval officers, participating in cultural exchange activities like this is a valuable opportunity, and it enhances their diplomatic knowledge. After the match, I felt that the opposing team played very well with beautiful moves and decisive passes. After the game, we had the opportunity to sit down with them to talk about the match and Bruneian culture. We received a lot in return, especially feeling their affection and goodwill towards us. In line with the directives of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense regarding international integration and defense diplomacy, in recent years, the naval forces' foreign activities, including those of the Naval Academy, have been enhanced. It has provided opportunities for officers, soldiers, and cadets to exchange experiences with navies from other countries. I'm very proud of that achievement. We have affirmed the sincere and skillful image of the naval soldier in the eyes of officers and sailors from the navies of Indonesia and Brunei. I believe that with the Vietnamese People's Navy diplomatic approach of being active, proactive, firm, flexible, and effective, the defense diplomacy work of the Navy Service and the Naval Academy will be strengthened, enhancing the position of the Vietnamese People's Navy on the international arena. Despite some language barriers, these new experiences will undoubtedly leave a lasting impression on the seniors of the Naval Academy, helping boost their confidence for defense diplomacy missions after graduation.
Coming up next, Asian tourists to Vietnam rise shortly. New entrants on list of natural intangible cultural heritage announced. By launching many new and attractive tourism products, improving service quality, and tourism promotion activities abroad, Vietnam welcomed about 10 million international arrivals in the first 7 months, up 51% of the same period. In addition, many new markets are also recording high growth, including India, with an increase of 248% of the same period in 2019. Visitors from Asian countries reached 7.6 million, accounting for 76%. The Republic of Korea remains the biggest source market, followed by China. The close geographical location, beautiful natural landscapes, and many cultural similarities are the reasons why Vietnam has become a favorite destination for tourists from these countries. In the last month of the year, the Vietnamese tourism industry expects to successfully complete the target of welcoming 17 to 18 million international arrivals this year. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism had just announced new entrants on the list of national intangible cultural heritage. Now let's see what are those new entrants.
When it comes to delicious dishes of Hanoi, pho is the first thing to mention. The dish is prepared with available indigenous ingredients such as rice, beef, chicken, and available spices of Vietnam. The process of cooking and enjoying pho has become the quintessence of the capital that is imbued with ingenuity and sophistication of Hanoians. Mì Quảng or Quảng noodles have long been considered a signature of culinary culture of Quảng Nam. The dish carries the historical process of forming the folk knowledge system of this land. Mì Quảng has the sweet taste, the light chewiness of the noodles, the fatty taste of the meat, the sweetness of the soup, the crunchy taste of roasted peanuts, the fresh taste of raw vegetables mixed with the spicy taste of chili, delicious and nutritious. Mì Quảng could be enjoyed in any season. This dish is popular and easy to serve. Bánh chưng or square glutinous rice cakes and bánh dày or glutinous rice cake are worship offerings in the belief of worshipping hung kings and ancestors of Vietnamese people. The custom of making bánh chưng and bánh dày is an indispensable cultural tradition and custom in national holidays and traditional festivals in Phu Thọ, and it's become a typical product of the ancestral land for the public and tourists. They serve as gifts for tourists whenever they make a pilgrimage back to their roots. The crowds of making fish sauce in Phu Quoc dates back over 200 years. To get drops of fish sauce with high protein, rich delicious flavor, and brown color, people need to follow a whole process from choosing ingredients to salting the fish and fermenting it. Currently, the making of fish sauce in Fugu still follows the traditional process with application of modern technology, which has been put under strict control by authorities to make sure that physical and chemical indicators comply with standards for high quality and for safety and hygiene. Not only popular domestically, Fugu fish sauce is also exported to many countries around the world.
It is the end of the latest news bulletin today. You will watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.